I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Do 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 walking in circles, feeding all the birds, climbing up a mountain, looking around, yeah, yeah, smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. I listen to the waves come crashing down, down, oh, oh, I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. Listen to the waves come crashing down, down. Walking in circles, feeding all the birds, climbing up a mountain, looking around. Yeah, 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 I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I'm waiting on the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Do 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 I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
Okay, so I'm going to check in now. Give me a second. That's your friendly Tarot Lumination stage. Let me just say hello in person. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm working from an improvised situation and location, and it's working. We actually have connection. I see you, I read you, and that's a good start. Okay, it's something. We're still going here. Oh, you want to hear some stories? Okay, story time. You want some stories? Hello, Topaz. Hello, Mary. Hi, Nikki. Hello, Ivona. Yes, I see you guys. Hello, Marilyn. I see you guys. I just have a glass of water. It's just simple, plain water, okay? So, yeah. So right now things are very, let's say, improvised. Thank you, Mary. I wish I could see all you guys. I'm checking in because I wanted to say, okay, Nikki, I'll give you a good story. I'll call it The Tractor, okay? Or Baling Hay. I'll tell you about it in a moment. I wrote a letter to the Patreon membership place to give the basic outlines of the story, but it's really quite funny in a very, kind of tragic way. Anyway, so I feel like I'm doing like living by example, and as some of you have figured out, I have basically I've just had a huge burnout. I just did your classic social media burnout, and I am in a state of healing and recovery. I'm hardly doing any reports, any live readings, any live streams, any hosting of anything. I've just been relaxing and in nature, lots of nature, trees, flowers, plants, ocean, rivers, very gentle hiking, some swimming, some hot tubs, and just trying to heal. And you know how we talk about, well, I like to talk about, you've got to reveal it to heal it. Well, that's kind of what was happening here. A lot of really heavily buried and suppressed goop was revealed because of we've had this channel now for just almost, it's closing in on almost 3 years. It's between 2.5 and 3 years we've been doing this. Hello, Primary. Yes, this is live. Okay. Oh, I'll see. Let me see. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Hold on, stay there. Good idea. I'm not sure if this will work. Like this. Hold on. I see what you're saying. This is all improvised, by the way, so give me a second. I really don't have a lot of gear over here at the moment. Stay there. I'm just trying something. Let's try that. Let's see if that might hold for a while. And I'll try some here. And I'll try some over here. And just a little bit more. Hold on. How about that? Let's see if that works any better. Is that any better? Okay. Hey, hello, Michael. Greetings. Anyway, there's not much I can do right now, but yeah. So yes. Hello, T. Garnett. Yeah. Greetings. So I'm kind of checking in because I feel like I really need to connect with people in a very simple, direct way. It's going to be, let me just try one more piece of tape. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Yes. I'll try this now. Yes, let's try this. help a little bit. Anyway, I can't really do too much because this is not my property. But anyway, duct tape. Yes! Well, it's actually masking tape, but never mind. Thank you, Topaz. No, it's kind of irrelevant about the background. But anyway, hello, Kitty. Hello. Hello to Berlin, Germany. We're actually broadcasting here from New Zealand right now. It is summertime in New Zealand. It's very beautiful here. It's warm. It's comfortable. The air is beautiful. It's very clean, pure air here. The rain is very thick and beautiful and rich. The sky is clean. The ocean is clean. The ocean is warm. The beaches are very, very clean. The streets, the fields, the farms, the houses, everything is very clean here. It's lots of nature everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And I was on a little, like a little expedition a few days ago, just to explore the neighborhood with friends. And we said, let's go and help our friends do some hay baling out in the farm, because there's a lot of farms near here. And so we all went and we drove out to do some loading, loading hay bales onto a huge truck. And it's very heavy work. It's much too heavy for me, but I gave it a shot anyway because I needed... Hello, Candice. Greetings. Yeah. So, okay, so this is for Nikki. Hello, Tina. Hi, Tina. So I'm going to tell this story just so that it's on tape, it's on record. So, okay, so here we go. Here we go. This is to send everybody a little bit of the healing power of love. Ding! You're getting your magical doses today, right now. Ding! I'm sending doses my way. Ding! And the story is about the process of healing, the actual processes of healing, and the story that goes behind it. Hello, Jeffrey. I see you. So, a few weeks ago, just to put everything in context, as you know, I was invited to a fantastic retreat over in Kentucky, thanks to the channel and the members, and that was a very healing experience because before that, Lumination had a remote distance healing from Mona and Øystein over in Norway. Okay, that's step one. And what that did is it revealed that all the huge amounts of strain and pressure and pain and everything in this area, all around the chest and the heart, which is where we typically store a lot of grief and tension, in here. Grief, tension, fear, and sadness in here. And it went up into here and here and here and here. And basically it revealed, for the healing, you got to reveal it to heal it, it revealed that Lumination, myself, was under way too much stress, way too much pressure. I was carrying way too much sadness and grief because of the losses on the channel. And I was doing lots of self-healing, which enabled me to keep going anyway, which was actually kind of stupid because it allowed me to take on more and more and more stress that I really had no business taking on. You get it? Because I'm a compassion junkie like you guys. I can't help myself. And so I finally realized, okay, you got to reveal it to heal it. And so Øystein and Mona did the healing. Well, they actually did the revealing for the healing. The next step is that all this suffering from here and here and here and here became very apparent on the trip to Kentucky and in Kentucky and on the way back from Kentucky. Because while we were in Kentucky, I could barely breathe. I could barely hear anything. I could barely speak. My voice was really messed up. And my chest and my lungs were in a lot of pain. And there was a huge amount of mucus and a lot of problems. And so after the trip, yes, there are children. There are children here, okay? Lots of little kids. It's a big family environment. Anyway, so after the retreat in Kentucky, I got off the plane and I went straight to the emergency room, which I now realized was an act of self-love. You know, I talk about this, love thyself. Nobody goes to the emergency room for fun, okay? But that's what I decided had to be done. Just face it, okay? Let's go to the emergency room. I can't wait for a week or two to get an appointment with my primary care doctor. I needed care immediately because it was so bad. And I got the care. And they took care of me in the emergency room and they lined me up with multiple prescriptions and treatments. I took that straight to the drugstore. I got all the drugs and the treatments and I started applying them immediately. And within 4 days, I would say I had this amazing transformational healing. My chest and lungs cleared up. My sinuses cleared up. My voice started to heal. And I'm sort of okay. My hearing is still a bit messed up over here. And my body is still quite fragile. But I feel so much better because I can breathe. All right? Okay? Yes, I'm watching the language. Please be very, very considerate and aware of the word, anything to do with young people. Okay, be very, very careful on that because YouTube is in a lot of trouble regarding young people. Okay, and so this channel is cleared to go because we're not making this for kids. Okay, so we're clear to go. On the other hand, there's always a risk. So anyway, back to the story. I went on the medications and I'm still on some of the medications and it's working very, very well. And I can breathe now. And instead of bringing up like, half a cup of mucus and phlegm every morning, I can breathe. I can breathe. I can breathe. A lot of the times you don't see it on the channels or the videos when I'm doing shows or recordings because for some reason my lungs and healing and breathing clears up when I'm doing these live events or reports or private readings. But afterwards, my body kind of tends to collapse, okay? So, and that's not healthy. So anyway, that was stage 2. Number 1, the remote healing, you got to reveal it to heal it. Step 2, the actual treatments for in a 3-dimensional way for the physical problems. Step 3, recuperation, recovery, okay? Going into a deep, deep retreat, which is where I am right now. I'm basically in a kind of a healing environment where I'm really not doing anything with social media. I haven't posted anything for December. I'm probably not going to post anything for January. I don't know what's going to happen. The channel is going to change. The brand may change, okay? But breathing is so important. You know, when they teach you things in yoga and healing, it's all about the breath, taking ownership. And if there are problems in here, you have problems everywhere, okay? You can live without water for days. You can live without food for weeks. You can live without air for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute or maybe 2, okay? So air is very important. Breathing is very important, okay? So I can breathe now, okay? I can breathe, I can breathe, I can breathe. So let's go to the next part of the story. Nikki, this is for your entertainment. So anyway, go back. Here we are in New Zealand. I'm arrived. My body is changing with the time zones. I'm settled. I've been here for over a week, probably almost 2 weeks now. And I'm sort of settled, hanging out with my friends and everything, doing what we do. And so we went on this trip out into the countryside to help some of their friends to do some hay baling. You know, it takes a lot of work on a lot of people. So we all contributed, okay? And so there I was. I was one of the guys on the back of the truck, okay? And a few other guys were out in the fields loading the hay bales onto the truck, okay? And when the hay bales go onto the truck, it's up to me and Philip to stack the bales. And we're doing them 4 or 6 bales high. So there's a lot of heavy work and a lot of heavy lifting. And all my friends, you know, this is what they do. You know, it's routine. They're big guys, you know, they're all built like this, and they're used to the heat and the sun and the humidity because it's summer here. And so we got about, let's say, 100 bales done or something, and we were on the big truck. I was on the truck going through the fields across the farm. And I blacked out. I collapsed. I just kind of went on the truck. And that was that. And then I realized, like, you know what happens. I don't know if I'm used to I've had a lot of accidents in my life, but not recently. But I'm used to a lot of health issues, and it gets really tedious. But this one caught me off guard. I thought I had enough water, and I thought I had, you know, I was okay with the sun and the heat and everything, but apparently I wasn't. So my body just collapsed, and I fell onto the deck of the truck, and I just laid down there, and I was almost unconscious. I could tell that there was life, you know, I could hear things, I could see things, but I couldn't move my body. My body just would not move. And so everything stopped. They stopped the trucks, they stopped the hay baling, and some of the guys came over and they took care of me. And they realized that we had a kind of a serious problem because, you know, they don't know my health issues about, you know, with my heart and the cancer and systemic candidiasis and all these nightmare conditions and, you know, a broken spine and, you know, sadness and grief and depression from the channel and on and on and on and on. We were just out there doing all this stuff. So anyway, one of the guys called an ambulance, okay, because it was pretty bad. And the guys picked me up and carried me off the truck and carried me over to the side of the field and put me down in the lush green grass in the shade. So I just laid there kind of semi-conscious, and then the ambulance came, and then the first responders came, and they did lots of tests. You know, they put those wires on you, and they put the you know, the blood pressure things around your arms and on your hat, and they were testing my eyes, and yeah, they just did everything. They checked in my ears and everything. And it was kind of an emergency situation, but, you know, they gave me quite a bit of water, and they helped me, and they checked my heart and everything. But eventually, they figured out it was, you know, I collapsed from a combination of exhaustion, exposure, overexertion, and grief, okay? Because they asked a lot of questions like, are you emotionally challenged at the moment? Have you had any very tragic things happen in your life? Have you lost a friend? Has somebody died? Have you, you know, whatever it is? And I saw, and I kind of went, wow, that's interesting. I never thought about that. But I'm actually very sad about all the losses on the YouTube channel here at Lumination. It's like having a dead baby. It's like my little baby died, and it's just sitting there like in a coma, and I can't really do much with it anymore. And I'm walking around like a mother elephant who can't let go of her dead baby. It's that sad. So I said, yeah, I've actually been very, very sad. I've been crying a lot. And they said, well, that's a contributing factor because it shows up here. You see, they actually had a freaking machine that could detect like emotional trauma. Hello primary, okay? So they showed me, they had this huge box, all these big kits and boxes and everything. And they showed me, like, on the things that check your heart and your pulse and everything. And they went through a list of, I had to tell them about all my health issues, all the traveling, all my breathing problems, all my medications. And I was doing all of this lying down while they were giving me water and trying to keep me awake because I kept blacking out. But anyway, the guys kept me awake by telling me silly jokes and stories and just shaking my body. And then when they started asking the questions about emotional disturbances in your life, have you had any traumatic events recently? And I was telling them about my health and the collapsing and coming into the emergency room in Kentucky, and then I felt very sad about the Terra Lumination channel. And then they kind of, they said that's what it is. They said, because they looked on the charts, they said, we can see here from your heart that you have, it was a very long word, like brachiocondral icolectomectomy, something ISIS. It was just a very long word. And he said, in New Zealand, we call this broken heart syndrome. And I went, what? I've never heard of that before. And he said, yep, we do this now. And where we see it, we see this condition in people who have had severe trauma, sudden severe trauma, or chronic PTSD, or the loss of a spouse, or your children died, or you went to a funeral and your mother or your girlfriend or your father died or something like that, and it turns into heartbreak. And people die from heartbreak. I didn't die, but they said, your chart, they said your heart is very good, your system, your breathing, everything is good. But we can see on the charts here that you're suffering from, you had a huge surge of broken heart syndrome, and it was triggered by your attempts to be happy and have a lot of fun, and you're just overdoing it to try and compensate for the grief. Get it? Get it? Do you see the connection? I could not handle the grief. I have really struggled with a lot of grief from the losses in the channel, and I'm trying to behave as though there's not a problem, but it is a problem. It's really been devastating for me. On the other hand, I can't really continue anymore the way that we were doing it. So that was a very profound lesson. And by the end of the day, they loaded me back. Once the job was finished, they let me rest, and the paramedics stayed with me for about an hour until I was strong enough to stand up and move around. And then everyone else finished all the hay baling, and then everybody loaded up in our trucks, and we all went back home. And so I came back, and I'm living here, and so I had a chance to rest and relax. I had a beer, I had lots of water, I had some snacks, and we all enjoyed a beautiful evening together, and I was fully recovered, like nothing ever happened. Okay? So, Nikki, you asked for the story, and I gave you the story. And the reason I think you can understand, Nikki, is because you were involved in the retreat in Kentucky. And you, Nikki, were a live witness about how messed up I was, okay? Same for Michael, okay? Anyway, so that was the story. I mean, it caught me by surprise. It caught everybody by surprise. And I see it as another miracle. I see it as part of the healing journey. And after the breakdown, the collapse, I realized I had to be honest with myself. I'm really, really much more broken up than I admitted. I'm trying to hide my grief. Okay? I'm trying to bury the grief. I'm trying to bury it so I don't have to reveal it to heal it. Because when you reveal it to heal it, it can be very painful to face the truth, to face the reality. Face the realities, okay? The actual physical three-dimensional realities of your life right now. Okay? So, what I'd like to do is make a little segue, and let's pay homage to the monster Capricorn Stellium new moon eclipse here in December, the end of December 2019, because this is the gateway eclipse into 2020. Okay, we have another eclipse in 2 weeks, okay, when the moon is in Cancer. Okay, so let me go over. Let's go over to the other stage, okay? Bear with me. Stay there. Don't go away. Hold on. First of all, I want to say thank you all for being here. Part of my healing is to drink lots of water and to enjoy more sunshine and to breathe and just do anything that's fun and silly and happy. Don't do any self-healing stuff. I'm not allowed to do that for a while. I'm just supposed to be a blob. Just hanging around, eating, chatting, driving around, exploring, having little tiny adventures, and just feeling good, okay? Okay, so here we go. Hold on. Okay. So you can see here, watch, let me show you. I'm going to keep this very simple. You've seen these before. This is the Tarot Lumination Astrodoodle. And this is where all the action lies, okay? So we have, over here, we have the, let me just make sure, I want to make sure everything's nice and pretty and aligned. We have the Sun, we have Jupiter, we have the Moon, Saturn, and Pluto, okay? I'll put that in order. The Sun, Jupiter, Moon, Saturn, and Pluto. Okay? That's what it looks like right now, in time, in real time. Okay? Hello, Lotus Hippie Chick. Right. So this is what we're looking at right now. This is what's in the heavens right now. We've got the other things, you know, we've got Neptune in Pisces over here. We've got Mars in Scorpio over here, and so on and so on. And we have the nodal axis, okay? So I'm also going to put the south node here. Watch this. This is humongous. Sun, Jupiter, Moon, Saturn, Pluto, south node. All of that squashed up into here. This is monumental, this is historic, and it is the gateway to January 2020. I'm just going to put it on here. This is December 26th, 27th, roughly, of 2019. And it is an eclipse. All right? So I'll put that over here. So, there you go. This is for everybody on the whole planet. Now, it's different for everybody because your chart might look like this, or 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 this. Okay? Depending on who you are. but this is for the whole planet. So this covers everything from 0 degrees up to about 28 degrees. Okay? 0 degrees all the way to about 24 degrees. So it doesn't matter what time of year, okay? Everybody has Capricorn in their chart somewhere, even if you don't have any planets. So all I'm suggesting... oh, I see what you're saying. I'll put Aries over here. Okay, I'll put it like... I see what you're saying. Hold on. Let me do this, because Getty, you made a good point. And I'll come up and show you in a minute. Just Leo, Virgo, okay, Libra over here, Scorpio here, Sag is over here, Capricorn is over here, Aquarius, and Pisces over here. So, because I'm not going to be doing this as a very long video, I just wanted to check in. This is historical. What we're dealing with here is historical in terms of astrology and world history. And why is that? It's because this is the gateway eclipse into January 2020. Because in January 2020, this is where all the action's going to be. This is the reality check police. Okay? Pluto is the great demolition planet. It just destroys and pulverizes anything in its path that is too fragile. Okay? And you can't stop it. It's like the energy of earthquakes, the energy of volcanoes. It's the energy of the movement of tectonic plates. You can't stop this stuff. This is happening. And it's happening with the American government. It's happening with the banks. Everything. There are so many videos now all over YouTube about this stuff. I mean, I'm very proud. I feel like I brought this to people's attention years ago, and it's happening now. Okay? So, remember, eclipses are evolutionary gateways. And so, all through 2020, we're going to be living through the repeats of these gateways, okay? So, actually, let me put the North Node over here. Basically, everybody, whether you like it or know it or not, your life is going to change profoundly wherever this sector of your chart lies in your chart. So for Aries, it's up here in the 10th house. For Pisces, it's up in the 11th house, okay? For Aquarius, it's over in the 12th house, okay? For Capricorn, it's in the 1st house. For Sagittarius, it's in the 2nd house, okay? For Scorpio, it's in the 3rd house, okay? I'm doing this very, very quickly. For Libra, it's in the 4th house, okay? For Virgo, it's in the 5th house. For Leo, it's in the 6th house. Okay, for Cancer, it's in the 7th house. For Gemini, it's in the 8th house. Okay, for Taurus, it's up there in the 9th house. And for Aries, back at the beginning, we're up in the 10th house. Okay, so whoever you are. Okay, now let me just check in with you guys again over here. Hold on. Okay, so I just wanted to put that on record. I think everybody, we need to pay homage and have deep respect for this calendar moment, okay? Whether you're aware of it or not, it doesn't make any difference. Things happen at a very, very deep, deep, profound level in your heart and soul, okay? When you're talking Pluto and Saturn, you're going deep. When you put them together, you're going very deep. When you combine Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node, you're going super hyper deep. We're going to the depth of the soul here with this experience. And so we're all going to live through it. So please, what I would recommend is basically go with the flow. You can't resist it. Like, I am doing everything I can to surrender, to go with the flow, because I can't resist it. I can be extremely hyper willful, and I can do things like use my own self-healing practices to help me to sustain myself in very challenging conditions. But sometimes we learn the hard way, like I have been learning in the last 3 months, that there's only so much you can do, and then the physical body breaks. It has to collapse. You just can't live off like your thoughts. Eventually it just breaks. My infrastructure, my structure is breaking down. Okay? Just like it is for everybody. Whatever part of life that touches you, it will be crushed and broken down. Okay? And then it's going to re-blossom and regrow. And it's going to happen over the whole of the year of 2020. So we might have more and more videos like this, where instead of, so for example, there are like probably 10,000 tarot channels and 10,000 astrology channels now on YouTube. I am not going to spend any more time and energy doing monthly reports. I know people love the Tarot Lumination reports, and they're kind of unique in what we do and how we do it, but you can still get decent stuff from some other channels, okay? And that's your business. I feel that I have to make the best of what I can offer for you guys, and that means a lot of big changes for me. And so what I would like to do, what I'm hoping that we can do, is basically start imagining like a new way of connecting, which is much more private, much more intimate, with much more options for freedom of speech, where we create basically what amounts to a community, like we're doing, like what I wanted to do when I started the channel before the channel was destroyed. And it just means rebuilding it. There are different ways to do it, but it's very, very hard to do without having a healthy YouTube channel. And so that's one of the problems that we face. But in the meantime, for example, what I'd like to do is invite the actual official members. You know who you are. Please hang in, okay? I still need every bit of support that I can bring in. I've lost a lot of revenue from the channel, and that's how I pay my rent, but that's mostly all gone now, so I need support more than anything else. But I also feel that I have to earn it. Part of me feels like I have earned it already, but I have to keep going. So I am going to change everything. I'm being crushed down and demolished and changed at the depth of my soul, and that's for a reason and purpose, so I can live my own life authentically. Love thyself. So I am learning how to live by example in new ways that I've never done before. It's never happened. I have never lived through this historical moment in time before, and no one else has. And I'm just kind of sharing my own personal experiences with you. I'm not here actually doing any readings. I'm just really connecting and letting you know that I live through the same stuff that you guys endure. Okay? Now, yeah. Yeah. It's cool if you can start a new channel. I don't think I have the courage to start a new channel at the moment. It's much, much harder to start a channel and grow the channel so that you can get all the benefits that you have to have a flourishing channel. And the YouTube environment has become very, very, very difficult to operate and navigate, okay? Yeah, I know I need a new channel, but it's much, much harder to start a channel now than it was when I started 2.5 years ago. So I'm very scared. So I don't know what to do or how to do it. Okay. So what I'm hoping we can do, for some of you who are not members, if you're not a member, please consider becoming a member for now until we go through the next year and we do this kind of rebranding thing some way, somehow. And what we can do, what I would really love to do, is host our own events and experiences just like we're doing right now, but we do it in private through the Tarot Lumination system that we already have for the members. Okay, so instead of the usual thing where everybody goes out and says subscribe, 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 hit the bell, yeah, do that anyway, but what we really need is members. Okay, because with members we actually have a chance to grow and sustain in a much, much healthier way, without the heavy hand of the algorithm crushing everything and constantly undermining what we can do here. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to kind of drop that hint. Some of the members, I would understand if some of the members don't want to bother anymore, because I'm not pumping out a lot of content that everybody was used to. I just did 99% of the content was free, and then we would do a couple of shows with the Sunday night super chats. So super chat is still, we can do that. It's still very important. And I'm going to hopefully get back into do some live super chat shows, but that's probably the only thing that's going to be happening on the channel down the road. I feel like I'm wasting my time and energy putting out competing reports against other channels for the monthly reports, because it takes so much time and so much energy to do it, and then after a couple of weeks it's worthless, and I can't afford to do that anymore. I just have to say no. So I've said no, and I'm sorry if I'm depriving people of things like the reports and like the lucky draws and all the fun things that we have tried. But I really have to consolidate, strip down, strip out, and remove anything and everything that is extraneous to the real core. Okay? So I am living through my own personal experience of this massive global historical shift of energy as we go through the big Capricorn vortex of 2020. And it's starting right now. It just started within the last couple of days. Okay? Hello, Jasmine. I see you. I see you. Did I miss something? Hold on. Let me just check the chat. Stay there. I'm going to have a look in the chat. See what's going on. Hello, Tina. Hello, Laura. I see you. Hello, Robin's Realms. I think I said hello. Yes. Yeah. So, hi. Hello, Tarsa. Okay, I don't know who that is. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. Oh. Okay. Hey, Allsun, it looks like you had to do a little bit of housekeeping. I saw somebody on the chat that looks like they had a lot of deletions, so they might have been very hostile. So thank you, Allsun, for taking care of business, doing what has to be done. Yeah. 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 So Jasmine, you asked a good question. Are we going to do this on YouTube? Well, what we're doing right now is on YouTube. And I've actually done some tests about how to do this in private and visuals on YouTube, but you still suffer from the algorithm. The algorithm works really, really well if you are one of the channels that fits very well with the YouTube algorithm. In other words, you have to be very glossy. You have to be on camera 20 hours a week, and you have to have branding deals with, hair, makeup, cosmetics, cars, information videos, lots and lots of informational videos, and huge amounts of just content for the sake of content. And I don't have the time and the energy to do that. I'm not going to waste my energy to do that just to try and be a YouTube hero. I just don't care. I don't care. Okay. Okay. So everything is changing here. I feel very sad for the losses because I'm actually taking a lot of losses now financially, because I'm just not putting stuff out. When I stop, the revenue stops. So all I'm asking is that the members stay on board, at least for a while, over the next year, while I try to rebrand this whole thing and figure out what to do and how to do it. Personally, what I want to do is have smaller numbers of more private experiences like we already do with the members. But the thing is, it's so much fun. When we do the member meetings, it's so much fun. It's so much better than what we're doing here because we're all together in the same room. It's just like this, okay? You guys are on camera, I'm on camera, and we can speak to each other and we can hear each other live, okay? It's freaking amazing. It's an amazing thing. And to me, it would be tragic if we don't do this, okay? It's very hard to coordinate and build teams, build a brand, build a mission, build a purpose, build a community that has worth and that has value and that is sustainable. But it has to happen. It simply has to happen. That's where we are heading. When we get, in 4 years from now, when Pluto moves into Aquarius, that's what the whole world is going to be doing. They're going to be starting to catch up. In other words, what we're doing right now is the preparation work for Pluto in Aquarius in roughly 2024. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? Remember, I wrote that book called Wealth, Money, and Finance. I wrote that years ago. And now, here we are years later, it's highly relevant. And I know some of you know that. I never made a lot of money or sold a lot of copies, but I sent it to 3 major astrologers probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I believe that at least 2 of them have used that book as the foundation for some of their lectures and seminars for the world events that are happening in 2020. And one of the people I sent it to was a financial astrologer they work on Wall Street. So I'm not kidding around, okay? I am not kidding around. That book is not kidding around. But I am already going ahead. As far as I'm concerned, I have to live through history just like you guys. But what I want and what I'm trying to do now is live my own life. And what's happening with me personally is that I'm already sensing things for Pluto in Aquarius. Okay? All of a sudden you might relate. Okay? I really want to keep this momentum going for the long term. Okay? Where people have the right and the privilege and the opportunity to connect the way that we do with chosen relationships, people who operate on our frequencies at a very high frequency of chosen loving relationships, okay? Where we are not victimized by some kind of massive, dark corporate algorithm, okay? I'm not going to put myself in that situation anymore. I refuse to do it. And so I have to take the losses. I've had to withdraw, I have to retreat, and I'm going to have to act. I am personally having to act as a pioneer, okay? I'm suffering from social media burnout, but I also feel that I still have something to offer in terms of society and the grouping together of people who deliberately choose to operate in a highly unique, private, specialized way. Okay? That's it. All right, so hello, Blue Butterfly. I didn't see you. We've met before. I remember I saw your name and I kept saying Blue Butterfly. Hello, Blue Butterfly. There you are. Okay. So, all right. So, thank you, Candice. So I guess the whole point of this little live show right now is I just wanted to connect, okay? I'm still alive, I'm still functioning, I'm still in retreat, I'm still trying to do a lot of healing, I'm still going through a lot of reformatting. Remember, these eclipses are evolutionary gateways. Let me go back to the stage again, hold on. I want to make sure this is on tape, on record, okay? So stay with me here. Sorry, the lighting is very strange in here right now. I just want to make a note. Some of you may have become aware of the eclipses in 2020. I made a little video about it. Probably not a lot of people saw it, but 2020 is really exceptional because we have 6 eclipses in the year. Okay? Usually there's maybe 3 or 4, sometimes 5, but to have 6 is really exceptional. Okay? And if you want to, you can say its number is 7 as well, because right now I am including this eclipse because from my personal perspective, this eclipse here at the end of December 2019 is the actual gateway into January 2020, okay? And the whole of 2020. In fact, I'm going to put 2020 in there. Okay? This is the monumental year for the whole planet. So, we have so many eclipses that what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of convulsions. Okay? For everybody. It's whether it's a corporation, a family, somebody's health, their finances, their career, their communications, their travels, whatever it is. It's going to be affected by these eclipses in a very powerful way, especially starting now, okay? So prepare yourself, because remember, I just want you to remember, eclipses are evolutionary gateways. Okay? Eclipses are evolutionary gateways. Okay? You go in one way, you evolve, and you come out the next side. You don't go back. You can try to go back if you want, but you're just going to build a lot of pain in your life. Okay? So I look at it like this. I've done this quite a few times already. Think of this as an elevator shaft, and we're looking at it from the side. And there's a big building called life around here. And this is a double-doored elevator, okay? I know you've seen those elevators where you can go in one side and come out the other side, okay? So this is the elevator. And this elevator corresponds to the evolutionary gateway, the evolutionary leap. So what happens in an eclipse, whether it's a full moon or a new moon, it kind of doesn't matter. It's still an evolutionary gateway. You come in here, okay? This is you, me, us, the world. In terms of time, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The gate opens. That's the eclipse. We go inside. We're now inside here. This door closes, and the elevator goes up. Do, 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 to the top floor, and then it stops. Up here. And guess what happens up here? You see this gate, this doorway here? It stays shut. In other words, you can't do this. You only have one option. It's to do this, okay? And then come out here. So this is the old, and this is the new. That's all it is. This is old energy, and this is new energy. And you go in here, you evolve, and you get spat out over here. So it's an evolutionary leap, okay? You go from here to here. So there's going to be a lot of this happening in 2020, okay? I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm not going to stay on much longer because this is just a little video to reach out and say hello to everybody, and I wanted to pay homage and respect to this historical moment, okay? As eclipses go, as astrology goes, as the tarot goes, as human evolution goes, this is a big deal, okay? This is a really big deal. That's why I wrote the book, and you're going to see it happen across the next year of 2020 as all of this stuff plays out. You'll see it in the news. Changes in government, politics, banking, finance, economies going and shifting and changing, currency wars. World War III, I believe, is going to be conducted. It's already being conducted in the currency trading markets, okay? Something is going to happen. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go back and check in and say hello. Yeah, I've had very little communications with the channel, of course, very few comments because I'm putting out very little content. So it's almost like the channel has become like a ghost, kind of invisible, but I still get a few things. And what's happened is that people are sensing the pressure of 2020, and a lot of that pressure, we feel it in our body, is a lot of pain somewhere. Maybe a relationship, maybe your finances, maybe your health, maybe your home, maybe your school or studies or your career, whatever it might be. There is a lot of pressure that's been building up this year, but now we are actually inside the evolutionary gateway right now, okay? I'll show you again. Did you see this? See what I'm talking about here? If you want to, you could say this was the whole of 2019, okay? And now we are here, right here at this very moment in time. This is the moment that we stepped into the new moon Capricorn stellium eclipse at the end of December 2019. We are here right now. And basically 2 weeks from now, when we reach the full moon eclipse, we're going to get squirted out here, okay? So this is what's happening in terms of time. We are here now. This is the now. This is the healing power of now. So live this to the maximum. Allow yourself to evolve and grow. Allow yourself to be spat out into a new level of awareness in early January, okay? I'm not going to put any more stuff in here. It's too much, okay? Now, if you need to, you can go off and check with lots and lots of... you can go off and check with thousands of other channels about all this stuff, and good luck. A lot of people are just repeating themselves. I'd like to feel that we here have been on top of this for a long time, but this is the moment now. In terms of a calendar moment, it's happening right now on the clock. This is it. We are actually inside the vortex of an evolutionary gateway, and we are evolving, okay, right now. Not your typical evolving, but high pressure evolution. The whole planet is being forced to evolve. And with the heavy Capricorn energy, the combination of Pluto and Saturn especially, it's all about reality. Anything that is fake, phony, bullshit, built on lies, betrayal, deception, will eventually be exposed and come crumbling down, and the truth will be revealed, and you start. In other words, it's the reality check police are coming, putting a hand on everybody's shoulder. If you are living a life well lived, and you're making healthy decisions, being loving and being loved, then you are rewarded. Remember, you need Saturn as your friend. You don't want Saturn as your enemy, and you seriously do not want Pluto as your enemy, okay? So when Saturn and Pluto are combined and working together in tight alignment in Capricorn, that's heavy-duty reality checks. In other words, no nonsense. The Pluto-Saturn thing throughout the whole of 2020, it's going to destroy and crush anything that is bogus and fake. In other words, your health, your attitudes, your relationships, your finances, your dreams, whatever it is, if it does not comport with the healthiest, most appropriate way for your own personal evolution. So for some people, that could translate into a lot of pain. Okay, for some people, it could be very beneficial, okay, especially when you introduce Jupiter to the equation, okay, which is happening right now, okay. You see, primary has friends. Make friends with Saturn, okay. If you can do that, you have a slight chance at least of making friends with Pluto. Believe me, you need to be friends with Pluto. Everybody does. We need to understand, because Pluto represents the depth of our soul. In our evolutionary astrology type of makeup, Pluto represents the part of our nature that is the least evolved. So it can be like a lot of power, but it can also be the abuse of power. So people who are born with very harmonious aspects to Pluto, they've already lived lifetimes where they've endured brutal pain and suffering, and they've learned the hard way how to make good, healthy, loving decisions. Number one, love thyself, okay? I'm going to leave it at that, everybody. I'm just going to sit with it for a while, and I really just wanted to say hi. This will come out on YouTube a little bit later, and I would encourage anybody who's not a member, please check the links below and consider being a member. A few people are leaving, I understand, because I'm not offering what I was used to offering, but things are changing. I still need the support. I'm going to start reaching out for Super Chat on shows coming up soon, I hope, because I need that, and I'm still available for private, personal, one-on-one readings, okay? So check that all out in the link below, but please don't expect a ton of content every month, okay? I already have a very small amount of content that I put out, but it's going to become even less. Eventually, after I start healing from with my retreat, I'm hoping to start to go back to a show once a week for Super Chat mini readings, like we already do, like Sunday Night Live, okay? I'm just not ready yet, okay? Hello, Agatha Christie, I see you. Good to see you. So I'm going to check out with everybody, okay? Yes, someone said Scorpios. I'm going to check out now. I'm going to play a little bit of music and put on my Farewell Galaxy. And you guys can chat and give yourselves a few minutes to check out. And if you need to reconnect or whatever, help yourselves, okay? So give me a second here. I just want to put up some sweet sounds for you. And gosh, I have to remember. Oh, I know what I'll play. I'll play Circle of Love. Here we go. This is a Tarot Lumination song. Okay? It sounds like this. Oh. There we go. So I think it's this one. Let me see what happens.
La da 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 da, la 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 la, la da 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 da, na 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 na, la da 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 da, la 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 la, la da 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 la 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 la. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La da 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 da. La 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 la. La da 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 da. Going deaf from explosions. Screaming babies everywhere. Their blood is flowing to the oceans. Our hearts are numb from trying to care. Trying to care. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love, yeah. La da 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 da, la 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 la, la da 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 da, da 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 da. Soon, when the smoke and dust has lifted, and all the rubble has been cleared, and all the bodies will be sifted, their ghosts will walk around for years, years and years, yeah. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love, yeah. La da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da, I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love, yeah. Sha da 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 da, la 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 la, la da 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 da, la 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 la.